Welcome back, everyone, to another installment of the much-beloved Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights. It's JohnMarstonJoe with part 6 of the series. It's been a long time coming. In the last episode, going back to 2018, we defeated the Black Knight in Mystic Manor. We collected a whole bunch of monster tokens and Scooby snacks, and we're going to get set with a new part here. We're going to check out the fishing docks in this next part of the series, and it should be a good time. It's great to return to a beloved game of mine from 2003, originally released on the Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. This game always involved a degree of backtracking, actually, to collect different inventions and tokens and clues that were thrown at you back in the day.
Right, crabs. Mommy.
So as we proceed through the pier, we're going to try and get to Shock on the Dock Part 2. Now that we have the banana galoshes after defeating the Black Knight. You can avoid the caveman for now. Jump up these steps. And part 2. Make your way past the fishing ropes. Come back for those snacks at a later time. And now we can walk on the tar, whereas Scooby's feet would have stuck to it before. So we use the helmet we collected in the hedge maze, grab a snack, and enter. Fishy Clues for Scooby Doo, Part 1. I remember as a kid this always used to be a pretty tricky level with all the different conveyor belts and platforms. There's tons of snacks to collect here in this 4-part series in the map. When you haven't played this game for a long time, it's always interesting to get a feel again for the controls. Jump down here. Collect a few more snacks. We're going to need them eventually. New enemy. Can't remember what the name of this monster was. I think it was Tuna Monster, but don't quote me on that. He's in a creepy heat from the deep, I think was the name of the episode. Tuna Monster, that's probably not even close. Scooby's feet will slip on the floor. So it's really important to time your jumps carefully in this level. Move across down here. There's a switch we won't be able to press yet until we have an invention later on in the game. That about does it for now. head upstairs, try and make our way through to the second part. Have a sandwich while we're at it. Make our way up through the first part. Now we're in the second half of the map. Gotta always watch out for the flying fish, as Scooby can't take them out. Ooh, that was a good save there. There'll be some more snacks we can come back to in the future. And you gotta trust Scooby's ability to make the jump, as he always usually will. And we can enter part 2 of the same section. We gotta collect 4 skeleton keys to move on in the level here. Nothing new to the Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights game mechanics. We've had to many times before and will again in the future. I believe you can find the first key right below you on the ground here. While we're at it, we can collect some more snacks. Can't do anything about that switch either, unfortunately. Our snack total is already up to 954, pretty darn good. Ride the elevator up. Use it as a bit of a shortcut. We have 2 of the 4 keys. We can find the third on the floor over here next to this switch. Use the helmet to take care of that. I believe the final key is in the middle of the map, which we have to come back for. Here comes the switch. But it's nice because there's lots of ways you can go about doing this part of the level. You can see I kind of bypassed the main objective here to get some of the other keys and come back. And you can see the final key we need there. I'll just jump back. There we go. Up to 1,005. Pretty good. Other than getting hit by the fish. Now we can enter part 3. Even when you haven't played this game in over a year, you can still breeze through. You're doing not too bad, and it's a testament to good controls, good gameplay for the most part. And I remember seeing advertisements for this game back in the day on, it would have been on VHS and different Scooby-Doo cartoons that were out, whether it was the movies or the original 1960s, 1970s series that they would have put on VHS and then DVD. You used to get advertisements for this game, and I mean, it came out in 2002, 2003, which was really a great time to be playing on the PlayStation 2 or the GameCube. I never got into Xbox, but I was always Sony and Nintendo. Originally played this on the PlayStation 2, but I preferred the control layout for the GameCube, so we've been doing this series here on on that system for that reason. And make our way up to the platform now. We've got all these snacks, but anyway, as I was saying, like 2002, 2003 was a great time to be playing the GameCube. As you know, you had Mario Sunshine come out that same year. Super Smash Bros. Melee and Luigi's Mansion came out the year before, to keep people tied over from the launch date. And eventually you'd have excellent titles like Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door come out. There was the Resident Evil games. There was Soul Calibur was a popular title. As we make our way here, we can collect most of these snacks, I believe, for the time being. Just a matter of timing the jumps right. All these little platforms are kind of tricky at first. This is actually the main theme and the title theme on in the background right now. And you can hear in the loading screen. I can pick up a couple more here, and then I think you can't really control the camera, so go here, collect a couple more snacks on the ground. The game won't let you go over there for some reason. I think it was just a glitch at the time. You can avoid the fish monster and just run away, basically. Except when you run into until you run into two of them. We can completely fly over the trampoline where we need to go. Platform should be right up here. We have to use the trampoline to get back up there. There we go. We can enter part 4. You can see the Sea Diver monster token well in the distance. We'll need another invention to get to that eventually. That won't be for quite some time yet left in the game. This was always the trickiest of the 4 parts to these levels here. There's lots of snacks to collect. Jump to the next platform. You can also drop down to the ground if you need to. There are more snacks down there, which is worth getting, so that's what we're going to do. Let's quickly take care of these. I don't believe there's anything else down here of value. Quickly slide across, make our way back to the elevator. Yeah, so for people who didn't know, this is JohnMarstonJoe. Scooby Doo Gamer is actually another gamer tag of mine, and I started using that for PlayStation, and you can find me on there, and it was basically named after this game. I got that idea. Aren't too many people out there who I think appreciate these games as much as I did back in the day, and still do to this day, but Scooby Doo Unmasked was actually one of the first games I ever played. That would have been on the PlayStation 2. And I got Night of 100 Frights probably about a year or 2 later than that. As we make our way up here on the platform, try and carefully not fall off. Jump down to the middle here, collect all the snacks, and there's a few more we can get, but we can almost come back to them at a later time. Elevator platform will take you right back up to the new warp gate. up on the trampoline, grab a few more snacks. It won't let you make that jump, but we can come back right here where we need to be. Get those snacks at a later time. It's a new warp gate we can check out here. So you can see we've made it through. We would have played through Shock on the Dock Part 1 and 2, trying to get the springs right in the beginning of the game. Now we've gone through Parts 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Fishy Clues for Scooby-Doo. Now we're going to be returning to Fear on the Pier after we give 450 snacks. Now back in the very beginning of the game, we couldn't actually enter Fear on the Pier Part 1 because it was inaccessible at the time, but now here we are. We'll grab some more snacks. Take care of the crabs and the caveman. Can't press the switch yet. We can't have a nice cheeseburger. Take care of the sea diver. We'll leave those snacks in the middle for now. But we do have the galoshes, so now we're faced with the fork in the road. We could either go back and get more snacks from Fear on the Pier, but it's not really worth our time. Because we already have. That would be the door to Fear on the Pier Part 2. So instead we can go back. We can save our game. And that's actually a shortcut we see in the distance there. We will make our way instead to the lighthouse. Check out Coast for Some Ghosts, Part 1. Again, these snacks will need another invention later on in the game. Feels like I'm saying that a lot, but there were a lot to collect back in the day, and it all makes the story come together in a way. As we search for the rest of the gang, we found Velma at the end of Mystic Manor. Then she disappeared after being scared off by what she thought was the Creeper. Classic Scooby-Doo cartoon villain. Gotta be careful not to fall through these platforms here. We can always come back to these snacks, and then it takes us to another section of the level where there's some slippier platforms. See how my English fares the rest of this episode here. We can actually make that jump where the sea diver is, believe it or not. It doesn't look like it, but we can. And also jump up here. I don't think we can make that. Well, we might be able to make that jump from over from this ledge here. We can. But I will save the bubblegum for another time. So that'll be an invention we need towards the end of the game. So it's always good to remember where those are located. We can bash this barrel here and then slide down the hill. take care of the crab here, and we can move on to the final part of this level here. Destroy all the boxes and collect 4 keys. Could have sworn we just saw this game mechanic. Going from $6.95 all the way to $8.97 pretty quick. Grab the 4th key. We've collected a lot of snacks again, which is great. Now we can proceed to the next part of the fishing village. Coast for some Ghosts, Part 2. We'll do a bit of an extended playthrough this time, as I haven't returned to this game in a long time. We'll see how far we can get. This is a section where you probably want to have the game audio turned down if you're doing a playthrough, as the crushing and what you call these things, these crushing platforms, are pretty loud. Even in my headset here. We can destroy the barrel, but again, we can't take care of that switch quite yet. Here you want to be careful. Try and pick up as many snacks as you can. You can come back to this part of the level to collect another monster token, which we'll be doing another time. Watch out for the witch midway through here. Take her out. Patiently wait for this platform to lift and enter Coast for some Ghosts, Part 3. This has always been a tricky level here. There is another monster token later on. Remember, Scooby can't swim, so we gotta time our jumps carefully, collect the snacks. This should work out not too bad. Yeah, that's interesting too, that episode with that seafood monster, apparently. Seaweed monster. Fish monster, whatever you want to call it. I'll have to look up the original name. It was one of the last Scooby Doo episodes I saw. Out of all the villains in this game, I never knew where that creature came from. It didn't come from the original Scooby Doo Where Are You series that ran in 1969-1970. It came around 1976, 1977, I believe. There's another warp gate here. You can see we've made our way a little bit further in the fishing village. And we'll use this snack gate. It's going to take 500 of our snacks, so it's a good thing we keep collecting as many as we can. And we're going to approach going down Which Way, Part 1. An area we'll be revisiting much later in the game as well. Collect a few of the snacks here. But until next time, we're going to conclude episode 6 here, starting things out in the fishing village, making some great progress. This has been John Marston Joe. Really excited to return to continue to do some more Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights Let's Play, as it's one of my favorite games of all time. And, yeah, you can see Scooby Doo running around here, stealthily moving around in the Black Knight suit. And we're going to save our progress here and conclude for another time. So we'll be back for Part 7 rather shortly of this Let's Play series, but until then, John Marston Joe, Scooby Doo Gamer, saying farewell for now, and have a great day, guys. Take care.